Well, shooters and reloaders out there, Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from Hot Lead Zone. And you know how we like to use our Lee single stage presses for all of our reloading, such as doing our resizing and then re-priming. Now watch that primer arm, because it's going to swing in and then seat the primer. And that is nice, right? That's the way it's supposed to work. But it doesn't always do that. Let me show you what happens when it doesn't work. And what we have here is called the dreaded Lee primer jam. It happens with all of these kind of primers, these priming arms that Lee uses, that work pretty well until they don't work. Now this doesn't happen with the small primer assembly as much as it happens with the large, whether you're doing large pistol or large rifle. And here's what happens. You got a primer in there ready to go ahead, and no matter if you do it slow or fast, what happens is this. There. Now if you're going hard with this, this is really a disaster because it jams hard. You won't be able to get this loose very easily, but because I know it's happening, now that primer is going to fall out unless you're careful. But there, I unjammed it. And I used to think that the problem was the shell holder bevel wasn't good, so that this would hang up on the bevel. I used to think that maybe the arm here was too wide and was getting stuck in there, but that's not it at all. The reason why it happens more with the large cup is because of the thin metal here. As we use this large primer assembly, this cup winds up getting fatigued and it gets bigger than it used to be. So the cause of this is this cup is a little bit large, or it gets a little bit large from use in this opening. And as soon as this cup hits this opening and starts to bind here, it rides up. And when it rides up, the good design of the undersurface of this arm that causes it to swing in is defeated. And this rises up along this incline and then gets stuck there. So watch carefully as it rides up and then binds. You see? It's the cup. So there's different ways to handle this problem. One is when you buy a Lee press, just give Lee a call and ask them to send you more of these cups. Or, better yet, the whole arm. Tell them that you're having this problem. And if they don't start fixing it, then they can send you more of these arms and you'll stay in business that way. Notice the small pistol cup, and it's more robust, so it's not going to expand, and you won't have problems with that, you see? It clears that without riding up, slides underneath, and there it goes, popping through and priming the case. Can't go wrong with that. You can do it fast, slow, it won't get jammed. And your new large cup won't jam either. You see? It's only when you've been using this a lot and it's been going in there and jamming a lot of primers in for you that you get a little expansion there, and then it starts to get hung up. Well, here's a fix. This right here, where this little incline is on the ram, is where the binding happens. If you're very careful, you can take a file and come in here and very carefully file that metal right there along that incline. Do it both ways and just open that up a little bit. Now you do have to be careful. if your file comes across here, as tough as this powder coating is, I don't think we want to test it by using a file. Sorry if you take offense to this advice, but the reason why I give it is just to help those that might be helpful. You don't need a lot. And you might have to use two hands to get that. Now it's very difficult to do this with the camera running. But you see I'm biting that metal right there. And opening that up just a little bit. Still a little bit of binding, you see that? So this is what you want. Free movement through that incline section. That's one. Here's my other one. We're in business. So it's not this at all that's causing the problem, although you might want to polish this with some crocus. That never hurts, polishing this area with crocus. But right here, the cup. Now you might be tempted to try and squeeze that cup smaller with a pair of needle nose pliers. I don't recommend you do that because you cannot get that round. And if this thing starts to rotate, it'll jam again and cause problems for your operations. Getting a spare of this from Lee would not be a bad idea at all. And I bet you they know about this problem already. So Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from the hot lead zone. Good reloading to you.